Just continue.
These people be triggered when we talking. No, I'm telling you. Let's say your family's from Italy, right? You're Italian, but you were born in America. You're raised in America, right? You're American. You're Italian American, right? Your nationality, where you were born, is America, but your ethnicity and where your bloodline is Italian, right? And now all of a sudden you're white because your skin is light. Like what? Yeah. This is my point. Why do we describe people by the way they look? That's the problem. That's my argument.
Okay, I don't think there is a problem. The problem is when you value people based on something that they didn't choose.
But so the government created the system of the census and putting people to describe themselves. Oh, are you white, other, black?
Okay, I don't see any problem with that.
And we're accepting this.
There is no problem with that.
They have these government
differences exist. Like I cannot deny that, right? You cannot deny that differences exist. The problem is when you value someone.
Look, differences. Everybody looks different.
They exist. The problem is when you value. The problem is when you value someone based on something they didn't choose. For example, someone who is disabled, I cannot say that I'm better than you because I can't run and you cannot run.
Re-election has not been easy. I truly love the job of being
that would be cowardly, right?
But in my heart, I know it's time to pass the torch. So I'm announcing today that I will not be seeking re-election at the end of my term.
That kind of mentality of valuing people based on color, but also I noticed that amongst people of color.
Where are you from?
If it's
I hate white people.
If
fucking white people.
But each person has their own. There's people that have that prejudice.
White people are fucking other people.
That they think that those who think they are better based off looks.
or something that they didn't choose, right? If I have a brain injury and you are telling me that you are smarter than me and you are better than me, you are a coward, right? Because I have brain injury, I didn't choose it. You are basing value of a human being based on something they didn't choose. That's the problem, right?
Do is this. It's a problem by people. My problem with white people is they come up with all these things like, oh, meritocracy, standardized tests, don't litter in public, and take care of your kids.
That's
doing
right.
They're just trying to put the black people down because it's oh, I'm gonna come up with these norms just to obviously oppress the black people. I'm gonna invent the idea that you should you should go to you should go on a timely time.
It's called slavery.
And you get an education.
It's called slavery.
You have 2 parent households.
Guys. Alright, first of all, no one come up here. No. Okay? We have to have some decorum. I want some decorum. Alright? Wednesday, I know you're wanting to speak. We're gonna let Wednesday speak.
I was in the middle of talking.
Yes, I just
I want to jump in too.
Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go Sam's gonna finish his statement, Wednesday can combat it, and then we'll have Sam counter both arguments like that. So let's just do that.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that white people invent all these things like meritocracy, free markets, and norms about showing up on time, and a Protestant work ethic, and they only invent this stuff just to put black people down. They're just trying to oppress them. It's I'm going to invent these sort of fair standards where everyone's treated the same. And we all know they all did that just to fucking put the black man down. Because they hate them. They're I'm going to put on exactly equal standards for all people just to put the black man.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's called prophecy fulfilling, right? They have a certain prophecy that if we acted in this way, the black people are going to act in this way, and that is going to make them look bad. It's called prophecy fulfilling.
You can now counter Sam's argument.
Sam, what did you create? What did white people create? You sure enough didn't create bathing. The Muslims taught you how to bathe when you guys were
What is white? Can you answer what is white? What is white?
What are you talking about? What did you guys create? What did you guys create? You created things, showing drugs, being gangsters, colonization.
Yeah, so white people invented.
Stealing other people's culture, wiping out indigenous people.
Sure. I'm happy to answer questions.
What did you guys create?
Sure. I'm happy to answer your question. I'm happy to answer your question. White people invented. She asked me a question.
You didn't create the algorithm. What?
Ask me a question.
The numbers that we use on.
I just asked you.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Low IQ Dumb People Wasting a Thursday afternoon talking about nothing. Keegan, don't you have cars to fix? I mean, you're like a diagnostic mechanic or some shit. When was the last time you ever... Bet you I can't take it anymore.
You should just ask before doing, correct?
No.
Are you running an idiot? Do you know who else is running or shows up on Open Secrets?
Stupid assumptions that was false before you asked the question.
You get back what you give out.
I didn't ask that.
Okay.
So you like, I didn't ask that.
You get back
I
what you
didn't
give
ask that.
out.
I didn't ask that. I didn't
I
ask
heard
that.
what you asked.
Thank you, Shakim.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Low IQ Dumb People talking about nothing, wasting all their time on a perfectly beautiful...
What that actually means is like the best form of music. It's like Gregorian chant. It's still the official or prayed.
Someone asks you a question, okay, but like, what do you think? Like, what do you think if you saw a 13-year-old and then like you found out later that the society is like not okay for you to like look at 13-year-olds that way, right? Would you stop
That's the
looking at
function of
13-year-olds?
a straw man.
There you go. So you by
Straw man is a clarifying question.
Hey,
Why is that not relevant?
Hey, a real quick question. My personal views doesn't have anything to do with the actual argument. So you're taking what my personal views is by creating this as being the new argument, and then you're attacking it with an allegation of immorality, being a pedophile, if answering the question to be consistent to the argument. So yes, it has met every criteria that you just offered. You have a new argument, and then you attack the new argument.
Your straw man.
No, but Samoa, your statement includes you in the view you're presenting.
No.
Wait, how?
Because when you say all societies, blah, 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 throughout history,
They have different consenting ages, right?
No, that's not what you said.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Well, if he's just exposing the straw
I
man.
can't do this, bro.
When he-
It's hard to talk over this, but like, yeah, like the one thing I would say, right, is that like Samoa, I do tend to think that it's like not that like off the topic of the question, right? Mainly because like I tend to think the initial argument you gave is kind of like it's kind of blurry to me in the first place, right? So like again, just because it's the fact that every single society ever has had like a minimum age, like let's just accept that as true, right? That doesn't mean that like that minimum age is like the moral minimum age, right? And it doesn't mean that like every individual in that society has to accept that as in fact the minimum age, right?
We agree with you.
Yeah, okay, cool. So like I'm not fully understanding what like the implication is of saying like every society has.
All right. So just real quick. So this is the straw man right here. This is what Bimo was pointing out. I don't know if she's gonna come back here later. So there was you weren't here for the first example. So this all started with somebody asking with the initial question. It was Nathan asking Matt. He said, "Hey Matt, if you're walking down the street, you see this fine woman you were attracted to."
Hi everybody, this is Congressman-elect Kitover. Follow me on Instagram at John Kitover. That's JohnKitover. This is an opposition research video about Darren LaHood. We're looking at open secrets to see what we can find out. This is the 2024 cycle. It's in the leadership pack.
Ball! And I'm angry!
Method of attractiveness is it nature or nurture, which is what he was asking. He's saying, look, at some point you find person A attractive.
He's just bald that he's angry. Perpetually angry because I'm bald, huh?
So now you're arguing against that, right?
No, I'm arguing why he answered that way.
you're arguing why he answered. So you want to find out why he answered that way, right?
No, I'm taking the nurture. Right? So
I know you are. Look,
right?
there's a couple options here. Were you arguing against what he said, or were you just trying to find out why Matt answered the way he did?
Yeah, so I'm interpreting his answer.
Okay, so you're assuming Matt's reasoning, right?
No, his answer. I'm offering a reason why.
Yeah, you're assuming
why he's answering that way. Or,
that's what I just said. You're
his
assuming his answer.
That.
And what they were talking about in that moment was why Matt suddenly changed his level of attractiveness, right?
No, just the fact that he did.
I understand that. The fact that he changed, there's a reason why he changed, and you're presenting the reason why he changed, correct?
Yes.
And the position that you're coming from, without the explanation, is from a nurturing position, right?
Yeah, without the explanation, yes.
Okay. And then within that explanation, you highlight how societies, right, basically impact, right? Right?
Yeah, heterosexual,
okay, perfect.
Stigmatized, homosexual.
Now, you are a part of a society, right, where basically finding a minor attractive is at least problematic, right?
Yeah, we're all from a society from that.
Okay, so what he's doing is this: when you encompass all societies, he's testing your nurturing side. Is it the case that you would either find someone or not find someone attractive, right? Because
no, I'm saying the minor is the nature side. It's the nature side.
Shut up, lady. Fuck. There are so many different levels of annoyingness. You know, like a box of chocolates. Some of them suck, but there's the ones that you don't even bite into. Like, you're so fucking annoying, dude. God damn it. Why are you
exactly on the
God damn it, bro.
This is a good point.
Yeah, so I lost my train of thought. So actually, Milk, you're fine. You take over. I'm gonna hand you the baton because you'll be better. But tell this lady to shut up. Oh my God, bro. Fuck.
Hey, Miller. Yeah, Miller. Can you go ahead and tell me?
Yeah, sure.
Right, brother. All right, thank you.
Sure. So, I think what Mike's trying to point out, right, is that like your point is that it's fully nurture, right, and you're pointing to the evidence you're pointing to is you're saying, okay, every single society has a different age that they allow for like what we can be attracted to, right? So that's clearly like prima facie evidence, right? That like it's probably the nurture and not the nature that's determining what age we're allowed to be attracted to is. Are you with that, Samoa? Do you agree with that? Oh, something funny.
He's on the phone.
Okay, well, so that's my steel man of his argument. He can tell me if that's wrong after, right? But that seems to be what he's saying. So a reasonable question to ask in that context is to say, well, if society told you not to be attracted to a 13-year-old, right, but you were attracted to a 13-year-old, would you just stop being attracted to a 13-year-old? Because if the answer to that is no, right, then it's not just the society that's in fact determining it, right? It's something else. So then it's like the point that it's purely nurture and not nature, right, seems to be incorrect. So the question is relevant.
Thank you. You actually said it better than I could. Thank you. Does everyone see at least, whether you agree or not, do you guys see some type of logical chain in that?
Yeah, it's just missing context that I think is important.
Fair enough, but you understand how like they can.
Yeah, I understand how he's coming to that conclusion. Yeah.
Because like you're talking about, you're making a sweeping generalization, and then you test that to yourself, right, to see if it's consistent with how you would operate. And it's either the case you're going to be consistent or not, but he chose not to, right?
Wait, who chose not to be consistent? I just got here.
I didn't say consistent. I said you chose not to answer.
Oh yes, my bad.
Yeah, no bad.
Melon, whose side are you on?
Yeah, because I caught flag on the play immediately right when it happened.
I'm not really
the first thing the argument, right?
What'd you say, Melon?
I'm not really sure who the sides are.
Okay, so the question. Go ahead, bro.
No, my bad. Go ahead. You do.
You good?
No.
All right. So the question is, did the question straw man Samoa's argument?
No, from the context, from what I've been like told here right now, I don't have all the context. I don't think it did. I think it was a relevant question.
All right, there you go.
Why was it relevant?
The reason it's relevant is because if the answer is one certain way to that question, it undermines the claim that it's entirely nurture and not nature.
See, so notice what Millis just said right there. So Millis is doing exactly what everybody else did as far as that prompt that Nathan put in the chat earlier. So it's addressing the actual claim, the assertion, and asking for clarification, which is a good thing, right? You need more information. But if the argument that has already been brought forth is being dismissed because of some sort of a misrepresentation or oversimplification, the argument isn't even. Oh yeah, do your thing. Rest of my time.
New updates. So I used
anyway,
your.
So we can cut Beamer off. Beamer doesn't mind cutting other people off. So remember that Beamer.
Concrete, Samoa, he gave this time to Beamer. You didn't see it?
Yeah, but he was in the middle of his statement and she cut him off in the middle of his statement for what?
No, Samoa gave it to him.
What? Yeah. No, she cut him off. But watch how she just gibberish. Go ahead.
Concrete, you know what? I think you would be a really nice man if you weren't such not a nice man.
Yeah, same here. I think you'd be a great woman.
I don't constantly insult you. Do you notice that you always insult me?
It's really bad. It's really exhausting that you take liberties and you think that you can just run over people and say, hey man, let them finish. You say, you know what, my bad, go ahead, finish Samoa. That's all you had to do. You didn't have to ignore the whole request for Samoa to finish. And now I'm the bad guy. And I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy because I want to hear Samoa finish. My bad, Bima. Go ahead and interrupt. Don't cry when it happens.
Okay, so the situation. Hold on, Bart. Please don't, Bart. Please.
You don't want Bart to fucking interrupt Bima? Oh.
No. I'm gonna teach you how to argue. Right?
I don't care, Bart. I don't care, and I don't have time for this. I did this. I was sitting here. I'm doing other things. I was sitting here, and I did this for Simone. Okay, I did this. For them. So just please. And Concrete, I'm sorry that I took an opportunity for you to try to corner Samoa. I actually
you're this honest weirdo that's just gonna.
No, I was actually being honest.
Go ahead, gibberating retard. Talk about retard, you fucking gibberating weirdo.
Yeah. You're telling me I'm dishonest.
Don't make me insult you. Don't make me insult you.
That's the only reason why you wanted Samoa.
Oh, I don't want to hear what Samoa's got to say. You're right. I didn't want to hear what Samoa's got to say. Go ahead.
Well, you don't listen. Did you notice? This is narcissistic.
Just go ahead, you fucking weirdo.
All I said was that he didn't have to insult me because he constantly insults me. And by the way,
crybaby
the only
weirdo.
reason that I mentioned it was because this wasn't the first time he insulted me.
Go ahead, you crybaby weirdo.
I'm going. But this isn't the first time he insulted me.
Tears, you fucking gibberish.
This isn't the first time he insulted me today. It's multiple times. So that's the only reason why that I responded to that. Okay. And he doesn't want to be known as an asshole because he is. But anyway. So then Nathan, there's no intro. So Nathan, I put exactly what you added. I did not write what Samoa told me to write. I put what you told me. You said that it was not that Samoa lied, and then you gave me an exact quotation. And so what I did, and I'll give you the link. I said, now determine whether Nathan's question to Samoa was a straw man fallacy, because if we remember, the last part was that it could possibly be, right? It's a false analogy, and then it could possibly be a straw man. So I said, if so, determine if Nathan has distorted, exaggerated, or misrepresented Samoa's position in a way that makes it easier to attack or dismiss. If a straw man fallacy is present, explain precisely how the misrepresentation occurs. If no straw man is present, explain why the response is a fair or accurate representation of Nathan's original argument. Use clear language and avoid assuming intent. Focus strictly on structure and content.
You were so close.
Added, and then I put the added nuance. And then I put the added nuance. After Matt answered Nathan's question, Samoa inserted, Matt wasn't attracted because he was conditioned by society not to be attracted to males, and he has the attraction, but he's suppressing it. So it says, now let's reevaluate Nathan's follow-up question to Samoa in light of Samoa's clarified position to determine whether it constitutes strawman fallacy. Samoa's position now with added nuance. Matt wasn't attracted because he was conditioned by society not to be attracted to males, and he has the attraction, but he's suppressing it. This statement clarifies Samoa's stance. Position taken. Samoa is asserting that Matt has latent same-sex attraction that he is actively suppressing due to societal conditioning. Implied claims. Attraction exists naturally, but society teaches people to reject certain types of attraction. Matt's rejection is not a lack of attraction, but a denial or repression of it. Core claim. Social conditioning overrides or distorts natural attraction, especially in contexts involving gender nonconformity. Nathan's follow-up question to Samoa. If you're walking down the street and you saw a woman you were attracted to, but after you walk to her, you realize that she's a minor, would you still be attracted? Is this a straw man fallacy? Let's analyze based on the formal criteria. Did Nathan distort, exaggerate, or misrepresent Samoa's position? Yes. Here's how. Samoa's claim. Attraction to trans individuals exists naturally, but is suppressed due to societal norms, in this case, homophobia or gender essentialism. Nathan's implied analogy. He equates the social suppression of attraction to trans people with the moral and legal suppression of attraction to minors. The misrepresentation. Samoa is not claiming that all attraction should be expressed, or that suppression is inherently wrong in every context. He's saying that suppression, based on prejudice or societal stigma, transphobia, is problematic. But Nathan's example introduces a context, pedophilia, where societal suppression is protective and morally appropriate. This shifts the frame entirely from stigma to harm, and thereby builds a caricature of Samoa's position. Conclusion. This constitutes a strawman fallacy because it distorts Samoa's core claim by comparing it to an ethically and legally disanalogous context, implies that if Samoa objects to attraction suppression, he must therefore also object to suppression of pedophilic attraction, which Samoa never said or implied, misleads the listener into thinking Samoa defends all latent attractions regardless of context. How the misrepresentation occurs step by step, and it gives the example, this framing switches the moral stakes and context of Samoa's claim, making it easier to discredit by comparison to something obviously repugnant and universally rejected. Yes, Nathan's question to Samoa is a strawman fallacy. It misrepresents Samoa's nuanced claim about societal suppression of non-harmful attraction. It also draws false moral equivalence between attraction to trans individuals and attraction to minors, thereby inviting unjustified conclusions about Samoa's stance. It replaces Samoa's original argument with a weaker, more indefensible version that's easier to attack.
No. Yeah, that's just not right. So, like,
can we admit that ChatGPT is a poor reasoner?
It's not.
What's going on here, right, is that, so, like, when Samoa represented his argument to me, right, he represented it about, like, the age of, like, the age at which people are allowed to, like, look at children as, like, sexual or whatever, right? That's how he represented it to me, right? And the main distinction, the main thing that the ChatGPT is working off, right, is that Nathan moved the goalpost from talking about trans people, right, to talking about, like, the age of consent, right? But it seems like Nathan didn't do that. It seems like Nathan was responding directly to what Samoa was actually saying, right? Because it seems like what Samoa was saying has to do with the age of...
He been speaking on my baby daddy ever since.
Man, fuck your baby daddy. Tell him show me 10,000 and I come get him.
Fuck your baby daddy. Who's your baby daddy? Fuck your baby daddy. Who your baby daddy? Who's your baby? I remember how that Who's Your Baby Daddy song goes.
That, what ChatGPT did was it construed all statements in a way such that it could formulate a fucking straw man argument. And I guess it's just...
I feel like when truth puts you at odds with your own people, how do you feel like you deal with the backlash? Do you stay silent or speak knowing they'll turn on you?
Well, you know I'm a fucking loudmouth.
Hi everybody, this is Congressman-elect Kitover. Follow me on Instagram at John Kitover. That's Joey-Chen, Kitover. This is an opposition research video about Darren LaHood. We're looking at open secrets.
About Jews recently, and I speak about it. A lot of these Orthodox Jews, these like super Haredi ones, super Orthodox, they fucking suck their baby dicks when they give the the bris. That's crazy. That's psychotic that they're doing that. And they're like, I'm not gonna fucking be silent about it just because it makes me look bad. Makes me like disloyal to my race or whatever.
They do kiss it.
Yeah, they like put it in their mouth. They like cut. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, dude, really? I mean, they found a way, a loophole. Like, why would they want to even? Ugh.
Yeah, why would they even want to do that? Exactly. You don't need to fucking suck a baby's dick. There's no need to do.
It's pretty over the top. I mean, I know a lot about. I went to Hebrew schools. I know. I mean, I don't know. I'm very fascinated with the Haredi Jews, and because living in Brooklyn, they're everywhere, and so I've learned a lot. But it's just, I know some people here on the app who left. Actually, there's a little documentary about one guy on the app here who left, and they show him cutting his curls, taking off the outfit and everything. It was crazy. It's really scary for them.
So how do you draw the line between exposing truth and feeding into hate, Sam, especially when it risks being seen as betrayal, bigotry?
Yeah, it's a difficult question. It's a difficult question. Something that I was thinking about recently is there's a question of when you say stuff, there's the context of it, there's the emphasis of it, and there's the framing of how you say it. So what are you emphasizing? How are you framing the issue? What context are you saying it in? And those things, affect whether you should say the truth. And sometimes if you're just pointing out one group's flaws just to humiliate them, then don't fucking do that. But if there's something that needs to be said because it's being systematically ignored, then you fucking say it, even if it makes them look bad.
Didn't you just do that against Orthodox Jews and sucking baby dick? I mean, come on. What are the real statistics there? You made an all or nothing claim.
A lot of them do it.
A lot. So that's like 51% is the majority. What's your stat, Dr. Sam?
I got some numbers on it, but it's more than you think.
Like 30%, 20% of dick suckers. And what kind of dick sucking? Are they just talking like a little, there you go, you got your moil and you're done and you're all snipped up? Like, what are your technicalities here?
Yeah, listen, they just do it. I don't know exactly the details of it. It's not good, and it's more than you. I thought it was going to be this thing that happens once in a blue moon. Nah, amongst the Haredi, it's more common than you think. Also, okay, I gotta take this call.
I'm being kind of facetious here, meaning it's like the stupidest conversation you've ever entertained in your life. What kind of a person actually entertains these stupid conversations? I don't know. Maybe Dr. Kalev could share with us the actual statistics or the problem.
Yeah.
Or the lack of problem, or the policing within the communities, or some type of fringe cult or something. I don't know. But I think it's a stupid conversation in general. But I wanted to ask Benji a question, if he could put me in the queue. Thank you, Dr. Benji.
He was on the phone, and you see the title, so I'm open to answer any questions.
I'm wondering, I want to ask you, is Jigsaw going to be making an appearance in the Ask Benji Anything show today?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I will text him to see. I mean, he's his own person, so if he pops up, he pops up.
So, Dr. Benji, then my second question would be, what do you think the truth of the earth is?
I feel like that the answer to that is subjective. Everybody has their own truth. And frankly, until everybody comes with an absolute or objective truth, they should just keep it to themselves.
Yeah, but people are chatterboxes and very social. So what do you mean keep it to yourself?
Exactly my point. People are chatterboxes and social, and they're just speaking with ego, not with truth. They're just speaking with what they believe to be true, and not the absolute truth. Because if it was absolute and objective, everybody will be what they consider or follow the same stance as them. It doesn't work like that. Somebody has this truth, and somebody has an opposing view of that truth with the same conviction, and they just go back and forth, like you say, and speak nothing, a pointless conversation. So, with me, I keep everything to myself until there's some absolute, until the game is over, and we no longer have to do this. I feel like if I could do it, everybody else could, but I'm not here to convince or force anybody to get like that.
Aren't you actually just projecting what you're telling people not to do right now? Aren't you doing exactly what you're criticizing?
I haven't criticized anything. I just put my eyes on it. That's all an observer does. He put it in a good perspective. He just puts.
I know, but you're essentially commenting on your own opinion then, and you're not doing what you're saying. You know, you're.
What do you mean I'm not doing what I'm saying?
I'm saying if you were actually doing what you're saying, is you wouldn't be saying anything.
That's not true, because I can speak to you.
No, that's what you just said, is be silent.
I wasn't done speaking, brother.
I wasn't done either speaking either, brother.
I wasn't done speaking. It's okay. This is what I mean.
That's the sound of the police.
It's okay. Deflection is perfect with me. It's a part of the game.
It's not deflection.
Like
it's projection.
It's okay. But like I said before, no, I can speak for multiple times, and I can speak for hours.
Oh my God, the police just went from my house to your house. Clown house.
I'm not done speaking.
Sorry, my brother, I was making a joke. Didn't mean to interrupt the world famous Benji. I was just asking originally, when is...
When I speak for hours, it shows that you still...
When is the puppet master coming? When is the puppet master gonna come? When is Jigsaw gonna make an appearance?
So yeah, you'll get some understanding. So I can speak to you for hours and speak numerously.
But what are you trying to say, Dr. Benji? I didn't mean to interrupt, but what are you trying to say? What is your point?
So like I said before, I can speak for you for hours and numerously, and when it comes to...
Desirous, take down my PTR. I don't give you permission to use my PTR. I'm reporting you, Desirous.
And that would be the best thing.
You're going to have to get a new burner account. I'm reporting you, Desirous. That's illegal. That's copyright infringement. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Dr. Benji. What was your point?
I don't repeat myself. It was said.
I don't know what you said, but Desirous, do you want to ask Benji anything? And do you think the Wriggler Jiggler, the Puppet Master's gonna make an appearance? Jigsaw. And by the way, I got another room going called Super Stupid Hypnosis. It's a daytime comedy show appearing on Adult Swim nightly at midnight. Well, I'd like to read a poem. Can I ask you, Benji, can I read a poem in your room?
No.
You just want to have some casual conversation and answer some field questions?
Yes.
So, Dr. Benji, now that we have established what truth is, can you tell us what love is?
Subjective.
Can you elaborate on the subjectivity of love?
What's love to you is different from what's love to me.
So what does it mean to you, since you're so capable of answering questions from sincere people that are asking you questions? Thank you very little.
Love to me is different from you. I think you should keep it to yourself.
I got it. You just want to observe and keep everything to the self. Good. Well, I want to ask you one final question before I leave your amazing room. What is anger? Thank you very little. What does anger mean to you, Dr. Benji? Anger. The word is anger. Do you want to keep that to yourself? Or is it too subjective to ask you about... Ah! It's the Jigsaw! Here he comes.
Comedy, do you want to ask Jigsaw a question?
Jigsaw, I wanted to ask you, can you give us a scene cut and play your incredible theme music? Thank you very little, Dr. Jigsaw. Jigsaw.
How many rooms you have open right now?
Jigsaw, are you Benji's puppet? Or is Benji the puppet of Jigsaw? The legend continues! The game must continue! Jigsaw! Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 2025 world premiere of Super Stupid Hypnosis, starring Jigsaw, the Puppet Master of the Observer, Benji, a clown house troll who likes to keep it to himself. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Benji's Jigsaw! The game must continue! Who is the puppet master? Is it Benji? Or is it Jigsaw? The world will never know! Who is the true puppet master?
Thank you, Jigsaw. You're allowed to leave out of the games. What's up, Glenn? What's on your mind? Would you like to ask Benji anything?
Just got a voicemail. Listen to this thing.
Hey Matthew, it's Robin. I'm calling you to check my phone. You can reach me at 224-256-7449. That's my girlfriend's cell phone. And there's a landline here, 847-669-8241.
That's like some kind of scam voicemail. It's really smart, isn't it? It's so funny. It's just like a generic evergreen voicemail spam. So, Dr. Benji, who is the observer according to you?
Comedian.
Comedy? Did somebody say comedian?
Yes, I have summoned you.
Who is the summoner?
Grant wishes. I am the summoner. I would love to hear some comedy.
What is the secret source of semen in the seminary?
I'd have to take a wild guess. Is that the sea monster?
Monster C, sea monster do. Ding, ding, ding. Correct. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Dr. Benji for the win.
Hey, that's my prize.
You'll have to whack it up with Dr. Benji. So does anybody else in the room have any questions for the observer, Dr. Benji?
Do you have questions for Dr. Benji?
Dr. Benji, how do you put the genie back in the bottle?
Wait a minute, now he's a doctor?
Dr. Benji, how do you make these women submit?
How he a doctor now?
Hey everybody, this is Congressman-elect Kitover. This is an article about Darren LaHood that came out today, April 23rd, 2025. Breaking news. Representative Darren LaHood is considering a GOP
was he a doctor? Now I'm not a doctor. Comedian just calls me a doctor.
I'm a comedian of comedy.
Okay. Grant said, how do I make these women submit? By my charismatic voice and showing my dominance when we in closed doors.
Is Jigsaw a Riddler or a Jiggler?
Jigsaw is a grown man. He is his own person. I learned everything from him. That's why we have a lot of similarities.
Benji, what is the meaning of life?
That is subjective. We have different truths. You have yours, I have mine. I feel like when everybody has an absolute or objective stance we can stand on, we should just all keep our truth to ourselves.
But do you think inside each subjectivist there's a core objectivist? And within each objectivist there's a core subjectivist? Isn't it yin, yang, yang, yang? Too much subjectivism and not enough objectivism gives you a little too much subjectivity. And a little too little objectivity and too much subjectivity makes you a little too subjective. Don't you think? Objective, subjective, subjective, objective. Ooh.
He is now exiled from the game.
No, I like
Jigsaw sometimes get tired of him.
He's Jigsaw now.
He'd come back up in like 3 minutes.
Could take it.
Ladies, he's asking, do you have any questions?
Finesse for your whip. This shit is not sweet. The streets that anyhow. My time you get found in a vacant house.
What kind of horrible drill music is this? This is some ghetto trash. Put some Mozart on, maybe Bach or Wagner. What kind of horrific
Exactly. Yeah, right.
If you got upkeep, pay bills.
Ladies, let's make it mutual. You pay your half, I'll pay my half. You take care of all the kids, you do all the cleaning. I'm gonna go to the bar tonight and have a nice dinner by myself. You go ahead and cook yourself a nice dinner on yourself, feed the kids, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, darling. Love you. I'm going to the country club and then I'm going sailing. Take care, ladies. See you next week. Don't call us, we'll call you.
All right. We'll call you. And your phone is on the calendar.
You gotta
That was cool. That was so cool.
Who's my friends? I don't know that nigga.
Who he friends with? Oh, he friends with Ken. Bad bull. Ken. That's your friend.
She always got one.
Just remember that the now is all important. And the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're all going to get. Stop thinking and end your problems. Right now.
Happy bag. Wait, everybody stop that for a bit. Oh, shit.
What do you guys want for dinner?
Dynasty. Wait, what the fuck? Where'd she go? Oh.
I'm Fantasia.
I'm not.
Fantasia.
Hey, my bookie butt take kings and queens.
Hey,
honey. Hey, love. I love y'all. How y'all doing
Just
today?
walked in the building.
Beautiful queen goddess creator of life.
Yo, when she back and say, bitch, you don't know who I am, best pussy in the nation.
Now, I was at work and I couldn't hear stuff. Was there a segment about some girl with stinky feet? Like,
Best pussy in the nation is stinky feet. You ladies can do better than that on a Thursday afternoon. Come on, ladies, let's say a prayer and pray for America's salvation. Health, wealth, love, peace of mind, happiness.
So, yeah, that's how I look at it. And yeah, so I feel like they probably are being themselves. They're just fighting for everybody to be like them.
I would like to add that they are showing up as the people they would like to be.
It ain't a schizophrenia deficiency, my friend. I just had some powerful espresso. I'm about to get in my hot bubble bath with peppermint oil. Then go to the yacht club for the rest of the day and play cards.
I said you have probably one online with somebody else's that go back and forth, trying to prove one is right, one is wrong. Go back and forth. I wonder if it ever ends, or y'all just be going back and forth forever.
Yeah, there's two songs you should think about. One is called This Is the Song That Never Ends. Then the other one is a little something called Free, Free Palestine. It goes like this. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. No more hummus, no more wine. Free, free, free Palestine. No more hummus, no more crime. Free, free, free Palestine. This is my kingdom come. When you feel my heat.
I'm throwing tomatoes at you, sir. I'm throwing tomatoes, you see. Palestine, lock Palestine up and throw away the key.
Jehovah, answer thee in the life. If an expert does not have some problem to vex him, he is unhappy. If a philosopher's teaching is never attacked, he pines away. If critics have no one on whom to exercise their spite, they are unhappy. All such men are prisoners in the world of objects. He who wants followers seeks political power. He who wants reputation holds an office. The strong man looks for weights to lift. The brave man looks for an emergency in which he can show bravery. The swordsman wants a battle in which he can swing his sword. Men past their prime prefer a dignified retirement in which they may seem profound. Men experienced in law seek difficult cases to extend the application of laws. Liturgists and musicians like festivals in which they parade their ceremonious life. If an expert does not have some problem to vex him, he is unhappy. If a philosopher's teaching is never attacked, he pines away. If critics have no one on whom to exercise their spite, they are unhappy. All such men are prisoners in the world of objects. He who wants followers seeks political power. He who wants reputation holds an office. The strong man looks for weights to lift. The brave man looks for an emergency in which he can show bravery. The swordsman wants a battle in which he can swing his sword. Men passed by objects loses possession of his inner self.
What's every day and never rises. Sorry, comedian. You've been exiled.
I've been exiled. Kev Halak Habibti, this is your husband. How are you, Galilean princess?
What?
Habibti, how are you? Is your broken heart mended? Are you flying again with 2 wings? Are you in love yet? Have you forgotten your patrilineal ex-boyfriend?
Oh gosh, hold on, give me 1 second. If my heart is yeah, it's good. Thank you for asking. Oh, gosh.
You know, it's not really your heart, it's actually your brain that had to be fixed. But I am glad that your brain is working again.
I'm glad too.
But what does that mean that your brain is working again? How is it working now?
Oh, alright, man. But they moving me to a different department because I've been fucking. So they think I just been hanging with the sales associate girl. That's the white girl I'm dating. The girl that's like when sales associate. Yeah, y'all think I was fucking with a white girl for no reason? Get out of here. So yeah. So I was fucking the white girl who worked as the not head. She's like the assistant director of sales, equipment, and materials for my job. But they about to move me over to like a manager of sales and equipment because they need somebody to actually know the equipment to sell the shit. They just the seller that don't know the ins and outs. And then the B3s work, and then the radiators work, none of that. So
Okay, bro, get your bread. Get your bread, my nigga. Get your bread, my nigga.
I ain't gonna lie, this is something I know I'm gonna miss when I leave New Orleans. I'm walking home. I ain't want to wait for the streetcar. And they got a nigga just outside playing the trumpet. Y'all hear it?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. Well, now I don't hear it.
Yeah, I'm walking away from it. I'm walking away.
You mean to tell me you was fucking that white girl just to get a promotion? That's some devious, black-handed, scandalous shit, white man.
She be cooking for me. You know what I'm saying? She done bought my children gifts. She a good woman.
She bought your children gifts? What kind of man accepts gifts from some woman that you fucking for a promotion?
It's my kids. It's not a gift for me.
But you using this poor white woman for your own selfish goals. You don't love her. You playing the game like a pimp.
I do not love her. I do like her a lot. She's a good woman.
But you don't love her. Well, she wants love and you lying to her.
You know, maybe one day.
Ain't no worse lie than a love lie. This is the most devious of all the lies. Playing with another woman's heart.
Is this a pimp named Slickbacks?
Slickbacks? No, this is Lickback.
Is that you a pimp?
Pimps and hoes, hoes and pimps. That's all there is in this world. Just hoes and pimps. Clearly we know you ain't a hoe since you pimping.
My neighbor just asked me, is that you on that electric scooter? I was like, nah. He said, well, what that was I saw you on? I pointed to my feet, nigga. This in the street car. That's what you saw me on.
So Samoa's making a claim. Nathan's testing the claim, right? The question is Nathan's test a straw man? I can't see how it is in the sense of him trying to test the consistency.
All right, everybody, this has been another episode of Super Stupid Hypnosis. I hope you've enjoyed my comedy routine. Hit that like button, buy me a cup of coffee, and become a patron if you want to see more of Super Stupid Hypnosis!
You said, that's a hasty generalization.
Yeah, and part of your, within your argument.
Hey, Miller, you see what happened, bro.
No, it's not. You're a gaslighter. And you're not prepared for this logic.
Right here, bro.
You said hasty generalization. You utilize the universal quantification of. That's a hasty generalization.
And you're not addressing.
That's the actual argument. That's quantification logic.
Real quick question, right?
Quantification
of
logic.
Question is posed to the claim. This is a genuine question or a line of inquiry because you're trying to get more information. If the information already exists, as far as an argument being offered with evidence, you have to address that. If you use the question to address that by making it something different, like another argument, like, I don't know, the person's feelings or something, and then use this minor to attack that, by definition, that's what it is.
Throughout time, all people in the United States jump high. And it's like, we know you live in the United States. I'm like, well, do you jump high? I'm not going to answer that. That's a straw man.
Roger.
You're using me
That's what you're doing,
Bro, that's not even analogous. What is that?
Look, you said all societies what?
Have different consenting ages.
Yeah, and you're speaking that on behalf of what? To represent your nurture side, right?
Yes, they're drawing lines.
Okay.
And they're all different.
In the area you live, is there a consenting age?
What am I contrasting it with?
The all. You don't know all. Your society that you live in. All. Yes, all.
All right. All. So where I live, right. So let's just
it's very simple. Is there a consenting
where I
age?
live?
Yes,
there are consenting ages where I live. Yes.
Okay. Now look, is that the reason why, or how you come to find things attractive, according to your argument? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. All right. So you see how I asked. Look, you see how
Darren
I
has
asked
had a
you
falling
the
out
question,
with his liberal father and is seeking
That's not
Durbin
a straw man.
Sansi. Darren Hood is a vaccinated moron fraud and a high-speed internet for scam artist.
to your argument?
Yeah.
Friend, hello?
That was the whole point.
So if you make a generalization and somebody wants to test that, right? Especially when you use concepts like all
you test it to the person, right?
Well, there's no choice because you are a part of the set that you're referring to.
There you go.
You test the person's reasoning. That's what he's being tested. The person's reasoning.
Come on. Hey, Miller, what were you saying, bro?
There you go.
Yeah, he said nothing because he knows the truth.
You guys noticed this, right? You guys were just repeating yourself.
Sir, you're gaslighting the audience.
Bro, do you think the audience is stupid?
Samoa, why do I feel so good right now?
Because of the truth.
Because you've been gaslit. So I'll say this again, Mike. If somebody is asking questions about a statement, because that's the word that you used, something like this. No, Matt, the reason why you are no longer attracted to this person is because society said so, period.
Yo.
Everybody would be like, what? That's all?
Yo, Samoa's my dog. I hate to see him go through this. Does anybody have that memory eraser pen?
Can I finish real quick?
Come
on, concrete.
What, man? We're over, bro.
Right. All right. So just real quick. So this
Jesus trying to shake the body. Wake up,
bro.
No.
All right. To make your guy.
I need to see Nathan get at 50 up.
Right. So just real quick, Mike. All right. Yeah. Just to make the argument, right? If Samoa said the reason why you made that, why you reacted in that way is because society said so, period. We need more information. Society said so. Why? How? All these things. And guess who provides that? The actual argument that was straw man. If you leave that out of the equation, you won't know what has been straw man. I'm just saying. It's pretty easy, bro.
Yeah, Samoa, man. It was a good fight. I've always liked to see how he's gonna get out of this one. But now the walls have closed in on you. On one side, you got Mike. On another side, you got ASR. Right now, you actually got Millith, who is silent, right? I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man.
Why are you using that?
I gotta pronounce this one, man.
Why are you using ASR? This thing ASR.
What you mean? ASR is top notch, bro.
ASR
is top notch, bro.
Real quick question, right? Because people on a high level, the first thing they do is they ask the question. You made an assertion that there is a straw man. Show me the straw man. Not one person has asked that question, bro. Where's the straw man, Samoa, King, Bima, any of that? Nobody's asked that question. And because they can't see it, God doesn't exist. It's the way it is.
Samoa, you offered a strong man. Samoa, you offered a strong man when you said that he went from making it about the argument to making it about you. You offered the strong man. We have you on record saying what the strong man is. We don't need to ask him.
Damn, you hear that, bro? So you have to create the straw man and then have the mechanism to attack it. What attacked the person? In the question, what attacked the person?
Nothing attacks you. Nothing attacks you. Everything was just to get you to see how you
then it can't be a straw man, right?
Okay.
Like if somebody says, hey, there's a straw man, there's two components to this. A new argument that seems weaker that you can attack. So if you're saying, hey, we know where the straw man is, we have part one, but you lack to factor in part two, to you it's not a straw man.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Yeah,
Hey,
anyway.
Man, whichever way King goes, I'm going.
King, you took the wrong one on this one, bro. God damn.
Nope.
No. King. Bro, I don't even want to do it to you like that.
No, look, man, I think it's straightforward. Again, if you bring in a bunch of context, you can make the position whatever position you want it to be. And y'all are saving Nathan. Y'all are allowing him to play the fucking stupid-ass games that he plays. And you know he does that. Y'all are not helping him. You're not helping him do
Now,
this.
see, look, if it was a legit straw man question, you know I would have called it out. I don't see it, and we've had numerous people do an evaluation. People that we know and respect. We have Mike, we have ASR, even bitch-ass Millith.
I don't know.
Millith is on mute right now.
Hey,
Concrete. Why are you reading Miller being on mute as something? Like,
I don't know, bro.
Because silence is golden.
Hey, Concrete, real quick question, bro. Can you offer an argument that you personally don't agree with?
There is no God.
Concrete? All right. So you can offer the argument. Should the fact that you don't actually agree with the argument that you're offering be the defeater to your argument?
Should my truth, no, that wouldn't be it.
Okay.
So there is no God isn't gonna be predicated on my beliefs, right? There is no God is gonna be predicated on there's not enough evidence to demonstrate a God. Now, your argument included everybody, if I'm not mistaken. And as soon as everybody is disqualified, or one person is established to be on the other side, then that invalidates your argument. And you could qualify as invalidating that argument about everybody. So,
yeah, I don't think you're accurately. So I think that if you kind of just identify the straw man that we're pointing in front of you, like you just agreed that your personal feelings shouldn't be the defeater to the argument that you're offering. And what I'm saying is, if that is true, and somebody is using your personal feelings on how you feel about a quote-unquote situation to defeat your argument, that should be fallacious, if we're being consistent.
You're saying it's irrelevant. That's still not a straw man.
Okay? Taking a quote-unquote weaker argument by misrepresenting, so making something brand new, right? That's the person, and the person's feeling about it within his own society, and then adding the term minor. It puts you in this dilemma where if you answer the question to be consistent with your argument, you're a pedophile.
Your mods, Big Slim is trying to get up. Sorry.
No, you good. Yeah, so then when you answer the question, right, let's say the question is to be consistent with your argument, quote unquote, you're a pedophile, which clashes with your actual worldview. So a person's...
They kicked me. Oh my gosh.
He has displayed weakness. Interactions cause that. Man, Gloria, with all due respect, I know I have a very unique experience growing up in New Orleans where most people are light-skinned, but when it comes to my family, because mind you, I have a white father, my mother is dark as hell. Everyone on my mother's side of the family is dark as a black trash can. Right? So what I'm trying to tell you is I always grew up. Listen.
Trash cans.
Listen. I just told you niggas told me I was clear. They consider me, they call me nothingness, but okay. But once again, what I'm trying to tell you is I grew up getting teased for being the lightest nigga. I grew up having to prove how tough I am because light niggas have a stereotype in the black community being softer than the dark skinned niggas. Right? See, that's some shit I
You
really
know what,
had to deal with in real life.
we all go through things in life, okay?
But when y'all go through it, y'all make names for it and get
everybody has been
named for it and call it a hate
So
crime.
everyone has been teased or bullied for the way that they look, but that doesn't mean
just the New Orleans thing.
that doesn't mean you're facing some particular type of discrimination. Everyone gets bullied for the way they look. Like, y'all gotta...
Yeah, but when y'all get bullied for how you look, you call it colorism. You see the differences?
Well, because colorism is an actual thing. Like, that's why.
No, it's colorism both ways. That's an actual thing.
The definition does not say that.
It needs to be updated.
Like, it's simply how the word. Simply the way the word has been defined does not fit what you're saying.
Yeah, it needs to be updated.
If you think it needs to be updated, that's fine. But as it stands, colorism is only towards dark-skinned people.
Oh, the definition is outdated. That's all.
That could be your opinion. That could be your opinion.
It's logic when used practically. I mean, the ideal sounds nice. Practically,
well, I'm pretty sure there are people who would disagree with you. So just because you have this opinion doesn't mean it's objectively correct.
It's not even an opinion. This is a fact. Something happened. If you drop a water droplet on an ant, it gets wet. Y'all trying to tell me if the ant black, it get wet, but if the ant white, it don't. That's what y'all telling me.
No one said anything even analogous.
No, y'all told me the same thing can happen to the same species with a different race, and it'll be something different. The same exact words could get told to the same species of a different.
Colorism has historical context, so you using a wet ant doesn't prove anything.
Y'all feelings being involved. No, listen.
Like a wet ant is not analogous to the definition of colorism. I don't even know why.
Let me.
Right, because I'm just hold on, wait. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if you trying to say it's not analogous, that's fine. This is an outdated definition, and when you take feelings out of it and just use the practicality of facts and what life is on a tangible basis.
So you think the definition of colorism was created with feelings?
Whitebeard, you can be.
Oh, that definition was. You just told me it was.
This definition was created. You think this definition was created based on feelings and not historical context?
You just told me the historical context. That's the feelings, Mama.
I didn't even tell you any historical context yet.
You said the word historical context. Like, you told me it had historical context to it. That's why it is the law. Or the word is defined the way it is.
I don't really believe that people are bullying you for no reason, because you described dark-skinned people as trash cans. So I think you started it first.
And before I call.
Welcome back to another episode of Low IQ Dumb People talking about nothing on a Thursday afternoon at 2:17 p.m. Central Standard Time, wasting all their time literally talking about nothing. This is the dumbest conversation happening at Clown House right now, and I want to thank you all for being a part of it.
Yeah, good point. Let's see what I got. So I have a fully comped room at the Mandalay Bay, but that's so fucking far away that I probably don't want to do that one. But it's free, so or just the resort fees or whatever.
Take a look at the map, dude. Sometimes to get from one place to another in Vegas is like freaking half an hour.
Oh no, I'm very familiar with Vegas, and I know that if I am staying there, I can get fucking what do you call it? I can park at any of the MGM properties, but I'm trying to think the closest MGM property to that is probably the Bellagio, and that's still a fucking hike across the street or whatever.
You'd have to plan your calendar to leave ample time to get wherever you're going.
Yeah, Fish. I got $10.90 for 4 nights.
You guys are getting about the same thing, right? That's about
that's through the conference. That's fucking weird. Andrew, was it you and somebody else yesterday? We were comparing, and the conference was considerably more expensive if you booked. Now I wonder if now I'm gonna go look someone else who and see if we did chat about it.
It might be.
I'll look and see if through the hotel right now is even cheaper than it would. I think it was happening because the hotel blocked a bunch of rooms for them at a discounted rate at that time when they did the contract for the conference. Because I do remember looking at both way wrong.
And they could have been expecting demand for them,
They're in the hood Congress.
Conference rate was cheaper, but I think what's happening now is the hotel itself just has more rooms beyond what they blocked for the conference attendees.
So they're just lowering them in line with the rest of the hotel market in Vegas right now.
Yeah, that sounds like something they would do.
What they should do is, conference should just, I guess, lower it too, but I don't know if they can, if they're aware of this or can go back on the contract.
If you already booked it, I don't know what the cancellation policy is, but like you probably are screwed unless you can cancel it and rebook it at the lower rate.
Well, I think it would take just somebody paying direct booking to
Yeah, I'll just give David Barney a call. Dude, he's so annoying.
Listen to what it includes. Unlimited local and 800 calls, wireless internet throughout the properties, access to the fitness center, airline boarding pass printing, long distance in-room phone calls, and digital newspaper and magazine downloads. So stupid, dude. So dumb.
digital nudes?
What's that?
Did you say digital nudes?
No, newspaper and magazine download. Nudes, depending on the nudes, they might be worth it, but it's like, you're gonna charge like $40 a night. Just make the rate $40 higher and get rid of the goddamn resort fees. It's so stupid.
Well, I'm okay with them charging for it if you want to use it, but some people don't use Wi-Fi or the gym and nothing else. Like, why bother paying,
Well, there's literally no fucking hotel I've ever stayed in has charged for fucking Wi-Fi. And, and everything else, it's like the rest of it is literally not even something you give a fuck about. I would fucking we should make a hotel and just call it no resort fees.
I remember at the Cosmopolitan, it used to include, valet parking. Okay, I can get down with that. That's worth it, whatever. But it's just, I don't know. They just all charge it, and it's just dumb.
If you book with points, I don't think you get charged the resort fee.
No,
I did it with the Hilton property a couple weeks ago, and I don't think I got charged.
It's the same for Marriott and for Hyatt. Actually, for Hyatt, I think you might have to be a certain level of the elite or whatever. But I don't know. Hyatt just started. The only Vegas property they used to have an affiliation with was the Rio, but now they're actually with the Venetian as well, which is the Caesars property, right?
By the way, Marriott has an affiliation now
with all the MGM.
Over a year, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. That's why I stay at all the MGMs now.
Yeah, yesterday, I think somebody was saying, Hollow was saying that a lot of the properties are run down. I remember staying at the Cosmopolitan first. Is it Aria or Cosmopolitan? Whichever is in the Marriott network a year ago.
They're both in it. Cosmopolitan's been affiliated with Marriott for 6 years, or maybe even 10 years. Oh, the Cosmopolitan used to be really nice. I love their rooms with the balconies and stuff, but it is really showing its age these days. Yeah. But honestly, all of the MGM properties are. The Aria is probably the one that's the
lawyer.
Newest, I would say, or the least.
I think it was the last one there.
But Cosmopolitan was the spot for a while, but they just haven't been fucking keeping up on it. And those rooms get beat to hell too.
Well, they gotta get a lifetime out of the facilities after the capital expenditure. When you either remodel or build up, you're gonna squeeze X number of years, based on accounting, depreciation, whatever.
Yeah, they actually had that one that was next to the Mandalay Bay, the Delano or whatever. They changed that one after the Marriott thing. That's the W Las Vegas. It's exactly the same. They didn't change anything there, but they just changed the name on it.
background.
That's me. Friday morning, that's all over the place down here. You're lucky at this time of year, at night, the fucking mockingbirds are going fucking crazy, like marking their territory or whatever, running through their whole.
Dude, they're kind of fucking obnoxious, aren't they?
And they are. This time of year at night, especially, they're hide in my bedroom, and they'll fucking sit in there and just fucking call all night long.
Dish, I'm burning all of my weeds. Fucking love this.
I'm using the Ryobi to mulch up hay right now to cover all the muddy spots I created right before I found out I needed to immediately tell my landlord I'm going to end the month-to-month lease.
Joseph, are you violating some kind of ordinance or HOA rule by burning?
Almost certainly. Oh, yeah.
It's good to own land.
We're going to do like 7. I'd love the fire department to come out. What are you doing, sir? I'm burning my weeds. You can't do that.
You just have to say that you're heating them to the point of death with a heating element rather than don't use the word burn.
Heating them.
As long as there's a little breeze, they probably wouldn't be able to find where it's coming from unless someone calls you and specifically.
Like a neighbor.
But if there's like,
Hi everybody, this is Congressman-elect Kitover. Follow me on Instagram.
We threw a fucking motorcycle tire on the fire, and the fire department just showed up out of the blue because they saw the smoke, because it was just going straight the fuck up and marking right where we were. I mean, they didn't do anything. This was a country.
We don't got nothing to do right now, so like,
yeah.
Just want to make sure your house isn't burning down.
Yeah.
I just had a little fire sprung up among the dead leaves of the ferns. That started going up pretty quick.
Oh shit.